Usema action tuanze.
Episode 3 of Pen at Hand. Today I'm joined with the lovely Eva Warwenge.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Pen at Hand, where we dive into real conversations around life, self-awareness, and truths we often avoid. I'm your host, Josephine Wanjiko Nyamu, and today's topic is one that people don't really talk about: the rise of deadbeat moms. We're all familiar with the term deadbeat dads. We all know that, eh?
Yeah, we do.
It happens when a father is absent. But what happens when the mother is absent? Whether it's emotional detachment, unpaid child support, and full-on abandonment. So today we are joined by Eva Warwenge, and she will introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Eva Ringe. I am a writer and a psychologist. Thank you so much for welcoming me, madam.
Welcome. We
Yes,
are
thank
great
you so
to
much.
have you here.
Thank you.
So the topic is, as you have heard, is it's like there's a rise of deadbeat moms coming up. Is that
Yeah,
true, Ama?
certainly. Well, yes, there's a surge. I'd say the modern dating, the modern relationship world landscape is changing. It's changing, especially, a lot is changing. I mean, we've talked about people opting to be single, others opting to not have children, and now there are women who have children and actually decide, when their relationship goes awry, they decide to leave the child to the father. And it's just a shift. Traditionally women were nurturers, their mothers, and it was almost impossible to leave a child. That is female nature. But nowadays women have become very emboldened that some of them, when the relationship goes sour, they just leave the child and move on with their lives. And personally, I support that. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the father is also, the father is also a parent, is also 50% a parent to that child. So there's no problem of the father just having custody of the children. What do you think?
I'm like, I have a lot of views on this, because when you look at it from the child's needs, I mean, it doesn't go well for the child, because
Yeah.
the child needs the mother. The mother is the anchor. The mother is the nurturer. So if we leave the child with the father, I don't think the child will have what they need to grow. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Well, I am trying to follow, but what do you think that a child needs specifically from the mother, especially after the breastfeeding is done? What is it that you feel that the child really needs apart from breastfeeding?
Love.
But the father is also an equal, he's also an equal shareholder. They can also love.
Okay, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Fathers, okay, they do have a role in raising kids, but the mother plays the biggest part. The mother knows the kid's needs. I know you're laughing, Eva. But you do understand, the mother plays the big role. The mother is the one who knows the child needs this, the child needs to eat, the child needs to go outside, the child needs to be around people. So I'm like, the mother is the nurturer, the father is the provider.
So let me ask you something. What makes you think that a father is incapable of knowing a child's needs? He just needs to be available for that child.
available, when we talk about available, is taking the child and taking the child to the mother, because that is what this father will do. They will take the child and take it
Mhm.
to the mother. That
So
is what.
just assume a scenario where the mother is nowhere to be seen. Okay, let's take the worst case scenario. The mother is deceased. Will the children grow up or not? They will. And the
The
father
kid
will
will
change
grow.
the diapers and feed the child and, be there for the child. So I don't know why people feel, especially, I don't know why many people feel that a father is not able to assume full responsibility of a young child, because it's specifically a young child. He's
For that,
capable. I mean, what makes you think that a man cannot change a diaper? This is someone who knows how to drive a car. They know how to operate a tractor. So why is it that he's not able to do something as simple as changing a diaper, which is less technical than most of the things that he's conversant with? Make me
okay,
understand.
I personally, my daughter's father has changed the diaper. I won't
Yeah.
lie. But there are things the father cannot do that I am willingly, like I can do. Like it's
What thing? Could you
naturally.
be a little bit specific? Because I feel like the answers that like your responses are so vague. They are
It's not
very
that
vague. I don't understand.
I'm for the mother. The mother needs to be there. I
No,
can't leave my child with the
give
father.
me something specific. Give me something specific that that a mother does that a father is incapable of.
The mother
Apart from
gives
breastfeeding.
time.
What?
Time. She
Time.
invests her time. She invests her time
So the
on
fathers
her
don't
child.
have time in their lives? Is time not a concept available to fathers?
Okay, Eva, let me ask you a question. Have you ever
Mhm.
witnessed a kid with the mother and a kid with the father?
Yeah, I have.
And is there a difference?
Yes, but it's not very distinctive. At the end of the day, the child has a roof over their head, they are fed, they are healthy, they are parented. That's all that matters. I mean, the difference would be maybe in terms of maybe the father doesn't have the best sense of style. But again, at the end of the day, the child is not walking out naked, so it really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Okay, when you put it that way, I question my beliefs now. But I still believe a mother, if
Mm-hmm.
you choose to be a mother to carry this
Mm-hmm.
kid for 9 months, you have a responsibility you'll have to carry until that child can stand on their own.
It's true. I agree that once two people decide to create a human being, they both have equal responsibility to that human being. That's a
I,
fact. But now the way, okay, the thing that you're trying to communicate is a mother has more responsibility, and I don't think that's the case. I really don't.
what I'm saying is, when you say a deadbeat mom, you mean the
Mhm.
mom has said no to the
To motherhood.
responsibility,
Yeah,
exactly, to motherhood. But
yeah,
you forget she said yes to being a mother by carrying this child for those 9 months.
yeah. So
So
okay, let's talk about reproduction. A man having sex with a woman knows that a child might happen. So
yes,
he also played a part in creating this child. So why does he get to run away from responsibility because he does not get to carry the pregnancy? He does not. He does not. These are just biological roles. But at the end of the day, when it comes to parenting, every parent should give 100, the other parent 100. And I feel like the more we try to have a conversation, it all goes back to, traditional gender roles. We're Africans, the African traditional gender role. The mother is supposed to be the nurturer. The father is supposed to be the provider. That is where it goes it goes back to woman. But women are
Yes.
providing. So why aren't men catching up and becoming nurturers? Since we are blurring the gender roles, they should also step on
Are
the
we
nurturing
competing?
side and actually take care of the child
Okay, wait.
completely.
I feel like we're in a place where we are competing. Like, if women can be nurturers, why can't men be nurturers too?
Exactly. If no, let's be honest. Let's talk about the thing that has already happened. Our grandmothers, they depended solely on the man to provide for everything.
And they used
But
to.
nowadays, women are making money, so women have actually stepped into the men's fields, if I am to put it like that. True or false?
True,
So
that's true. Girl
why can't men step into
empowerment.
the women's field when it comes to child bringing?
I mean, like, I'm gonna sound traditional and all, but let's leave the kids to the moms. Let's
No.
leave the kids to the moms. Because
Okay,
there
let's
is no way. I have this argument. Eva, listen to me. I
uh-huh.
have this argument. If the
Mm-hmm.
father hates the mother,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think he will do to the child?
It is his child. How many women hate the fathers of their children and raise those children anyway? How many?
But you don't understand. There is a biological explanation why I am the mother. If I am the
Okay,
mother to this
explain.
child,
Mm-hmm.
I am attached to this kid because the kid has lived in me for 9 months. I have
Mm-hmm.
connected body, soul, and mind to this child.
But
There are things
the child
like,
has also lived in the father's testicles for a few days.
even no, let's not go there. Let's not play with kids' lives. I am a mother, and personally, I can't leave my kid with the father.
I do understand,
No.
but if I had a child, I would
Mm.
leave it to the father. Especially if I didn't have children when I started dating him. He makes me pregnant, I give birth, things go awry, I'm leaving that child to him. My argument is I came to your house as one piece, I am leaving as one piece. Period.
Okay, I'm going to sound, but you sound selfish.
Yes, be selfish. How many men are selfish out here? They go making women pregnant and leaving them to take care of their children. They are selfish. So why should I feel guilty for being selfish to men who are already very selfish? Explain to me. Even if I was to pull down statistics, you're going to see so many single mothers. Men made them
I am a
pregnant. They
single
were
mom.
selfish enough to move on with their lives and forget about the children. So why should I feel bad for doing the same? Or should I
If
feel
I am
bad?
a,
Me, I'm gonna leave that child crying hapo. Nitaacha huyu
I am,
mtoto akilia
I am an
and move
example.
on.
I am an example of the statistics you're giving.
Exactly.
You know my story,
I
but
do.
despite it all, I still have my child with me because the child is mine. I kept it.
The child is 50% yours. The other one is 50%. So
He said no. What will I add?
that's his problem.
Yeah,
At
that's
the end
his
of the day,
problem. But
I don't know why I don't know how the society has been crafted to I think it just makes it easy for men to just nitasema aje kuruka ball. Wanaume wanasikianga tu anaweza tu ruka ball na and that's it, and I don't think it's fair because this is a grown man akona ID. A grown man akona ID. He knows that if he sleeps with a woman there's a possibility of having a child. He knows that beforehand. So why is it that now mtoto ashaingia ndio ashaanza kuruka sasa? Make me
that
understand. It's like
that is
you're
the
trying to absolve these men of their responsibility in making this child, and I don't support that. Stop
so okay.
absolving them.
Okay, this is a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
A girl gets pregnant at 19. She tells the then boyfriend, I am pregnant. And
Mm-hmm.
then the man says, he doesn't want to be a father.
Then why did you have sex with her? Make me
So
understand.
they had
Because
sex.
before you
It's a
engage
done
in
deal.
sex, you know there's a possibility of
Eva,
a baby happening.
it's done. She's pregnant. And
Exactly.
the guy says, I don't want to be a father. So who is left with the issue? The woman.
You know what? I think it's a high time that people started taking responsibility for their actions. A high time that people started taking responsibility for their actions. And when I say people, I mean men. Because if he did not want to be a father, there were options. One, he wouldn't have had sex with the woman at the first place. Two, he would have used a condom. He did not. I think he has been to I think men have been to biology classes. They know what happens when you sleep with someone. They get pregnant.
The
So why is
woman
it
also
that
has
once
been.
now the damage is done, now they start dodging accountability? I don't support that. If you sleep with me unprotected, there is a possibility of having a child. If this child happens, trust me, you're going to take care of it, or I'm going to leave that child to you. I don't know why people just absolve men of their responsibility, and this is why so many men feel emboldened to do things like make women pregnant and dodge responsibility.
But the thing is, Eva, you've not
Mm.
answered. You didn't let me finish. The girl has told the then boyfriend that I am pregnant. And the guy says, I don't want to be a father. I am not ready to be a father. So there, the problem
Mm.
is hers. What does she do? She decides to keep the child. She takes the full responsibility. The guy said he doesn't want to. You cannot force a person. You cannot force a person to do anything. If he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to. It's not like I'm not supporting men doing that.
Yeah,
When a man and a woman have sex, they both know the consequences. She might get
exactly.
pregnant, he might get her pregnant. So when you're going there, you have to understand, if I get pregnant, I want to know, what am I keeping the baby, or what am I going to do? The man
So you
can.
feel that they should have a conversation beforehand?
Yes, you should communicate, like you should, like, mwelewane, mjue, if this happens, this is what we are going to do. Because there are people who like start a relationship and they're like, I don't want a baby, and then they decide to go to a clinic and get a family planning method. I have friends who told me that's what they did, because the guy said he doesn't want a baby. In short, get a mature person when you're having sex. It's that simple.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
that simple.
I agree with you. I feel that people need to have conversations before engaging.
Mm.
Yeah, because if you don't, then it leaves everything to the gray area. But in situations, which are many situations, I think 80% of the times people don't have communicate. People don't communicate beforehand. So
Mm.
most pregnancies zinakuwa unplanned. But again, that does not mean that now
Unwanted.
a man
Let's
can
call
just
them
dodge
unwanted.
responsibility.
Let's call them unwanted. Because
Unplanned.
unwanted. Unwanted is
Anyway,
the best, because you didn't want it.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but
And most people.
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you are two consenting adults who did something knowing very well of the repercussion. One should not be absolved. And when I say
True,
one, I
but
mean the man should not be absolved. So if he's gonna make me a single mother, me, I'm gonna make him a single father before he makes me a single mother. Rahisi, very fast. I get
okay,
the
now that's
baby,
about you. And what
namwambia
about the baby?
hebu shika kidogo, nafika anaenda kuchukua maji pale kwa reception.
And what
Hivyo
about the baby?
namwachia na naenda.
What about the
Aki
baby?
shida yake, si ako na babake atalea jameni. Ona vile
What about
unaniangalia. Babake
what
atalea.
about your mental health as a woman?
Vipi?
Do you think
Nisitaka
giving
nipige
birth,
gym.
if I'll just throw this at you. You're not a mother yet. You've not given birth.
Yeah, I know I can't relate.
You cannot relate with what I am feeling. I am I'm very angry at you right now.
It's
I
fine.
cannot leave my child with the father. That child is mine.
Honestly, kama
Nimemlea.
sai if there's a word naweza sema kama kuna kitu kama kuwa pro deadbeat mom, that's me. Kuwa deadbeat.
No,
Kuwa
we'll
deadbeat
have this
kabisa.
conversation once you get your own child. We will
Kuwa
revisit.
deadbeat. We are
We
having
will
it now.
revisit.
Me, I'm team deadbeat moms.
I don't think I'm waiting. I'll wait for that
Yeah,
day when we
I'm
have
team
this
deadbeat
conversation
mom. I
again.
am team deadbeat mom. I am
But you
team
know,
deadbeat mom.
I'm like, you just do what you
Me, I'll
feel
just
is
be like
right.
a surrogate. Ushaisikia surrogate mother?
But surrogates have no
Ukinipea
connection.
mimba alafu unataka kuruka, nitakuwa surrogate. Nitakuzalia na nikuachie. I am trying not to be vulgar, but I will tell you that my nigga, you forgot something in my vagina 9 months ago. Here it is. Changamka baba. Nanishie.
Wow, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But honestly, I don't advocate for deadbeat moms.
I do.
But let me tell
I
you
do.
something. Let me tell you, there's
Mhm.
something that happened in. Okay, kulikuwa na. There was a reel that I saw from a podcast,
Mhm.
though, by the way, it was a podcast I was listening to, Boxpod. They were talking
Mhm.
about a woman who left her 5 kids with the husband. So before
Very nice. Nice.
so
Good
what
job,
happened
mama.
was the
Mhm.
father had
Mhm.
told they are Nigerians. So
Yeah.
he found a job ako majuu, so akaita them, and now they
Mhm.
got married, wako majuu. So after 5 kids, he comes tells the lady like he cannot do this anymore. So he's
I know.
leaving her with the 5 kids. So the lady was like, okay.
Not me.
But what she did was she took the passports of the kids and left. Now
Very
the
nice.
guy the guy was ranting online at this woman left me with 5 kids to raise alone. She even carried their passports. She went back to Nigeria and left the kids with the guy. She came here
Very
alone.
nice.
Okay, she
Beautiful.
came here alone with no child. But now after
Well
five
played.
kids, you're tired of her. Now unataka kumwacha na watoto. But she
Hey.
played the nigga. Left the nigga with the 5 kids to raise.
Well
I
played. If I was to see that woman, I'd be clapping for her so hard. That was beautifully played, and that is what many women should be doing nowadays. Because kama umekuwa kwa hizi streets za mtandao unapatananga na single mothers ranting, oh, he left me, he does not buy this. You remember the Brian Wenda story? His baby mama was ranting. So instead of putting yourself in such a situation, just leave the kid to the father and move on with your life.
I'm not going to say anything more. I'm for do not leave your child. Please do not leave your child. If,
Hakuna
if,
kitu
if,
kama hiyo.
if you're not going to carry that child to 18 years old, do not carry that child at all. Just go get an abortion. Just go get an abortion.
But
Ama
again, there's also
itaenda.
the issue. Kuna hii issue pia that's coming up a lot about women being nitasemaje? Oh, the issue of being pro-choice. Pia wewe haukuangi pro-choice. Me, I don't even understand you. See, you're pro-life. You.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now you see you're pro-life. Now, me, I'm pro-choice. Because, hakuna vile... Okay, let's just say, for example, tu vitu zilienda Segemnegi akashika ball. Si atoe tu basi kama anaona ataweza kulea.
See, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you know this, you're not built for that. Being a mother is a job. If you feel like you're not built for that, please don't get a baby. Don't.
Well, okay, but again, for me, my standing is very simple. The men should stop being absolved for their responsibility. Hivyo tu. Me, I'm
But
tired of, actually, me, I'm just tired of I have many friends. Oh, alienda, he's moving on with life. Why? Why does he get to have fun and act like he never created an entire human being?
Eva, I'll tell you one thing.
Nenda umwachie huyo mtoto huko kwake. In fact, mwambie cheki baba nani, kuja upeleke mtoto wako playdate. Ukishapeleka playdate, akirudi playdate apate ushahama na umechange line.
And how do you live with yourself after? I want to know.
The men live with themselves after kuruka ball. How many ni mimba ngapi zimerukwa since the beginning of time?
You're not a man.
Na pia wanaume wanaishi tu vizuri, wanaenda, they have fun, wanaenda party, wanaenda bash, they enjoy life, they act like they've never had the child. So why is it bad when a woman does the same? Maybe there's no way you're going to cut my life short because I'm the one who has the womb, I'm the one who carried the pregnancy. I will carry that pregnancy and leave that child to you.
Remember, you're not a man.
Wewe ndio utakuwa unabaki kwa nyumba ukililiwa usiku saa 9, ukikojolewa, ukibadilisha diaper. Mimi naenda napiga sherehe zangu huko nje kama sikuwa nimejipanga.
Okay.
You're looking at me like you're shocked. Yes, that is my opinion.
I'm mad at you. I'm very mad.
Yeah, I know you're mad. I know you're mad, but what do you mean?
Women stand with their kids.
Mimi nitakuachia hata unajua kabla kitovu ipone, you will nurse the kitovu, utaenda umpikie maziwa umpe hadi ile siku atatosha. Ukisikia kwa bibi mwingine pia kuwe stepmother, oh my guy.
I'm sorry to say this, but you're lucky you're not a mother yet. You're very lucky you are not a mother. But trust me,
creating scenarios in my head.
I'm going to say this. If you're not ready to be a mom, do not get a baby. Don't get a baby. Just si lazima ka. It's hard work. I'm not going to lie. It's hard work. Being a mother is hard work. And if you're not ready for the job,
it shouldn't be.
Don't.
It shouldn't be. Hiyo labor inafaa kuwa imegawanywa 50-50. Lakini wanaume waliwaachia 90%, mnabaki hapa mnateseka, mnawapea 30, hata mnawapea hata 0%, you're taking the full responsibility. Why?
If the man is providing
mtoto babake pia ele.
Listen.
In fact, kama ameamua nini? Ati?
If the man is providing a house, he's providing food, he's providing diapers, and he's taking care of you guys, why would you not be a mother?
No, me, I'm saying, like the issue of a deadbeat is instances where tumekosana, relationship imeisha, na inabidi kila mtu ende separate ways. So mimi sielewi mbona kama kuna mtoto kwa hiyo situation, mama ndiye anabeba mtoto. Mbona mama asimwache mtoto yeye aende zake vile aliingia kwa hiyo boma? Kama alikuja na mtoto kwa hiyo boma, akuja aende na ule mtoto alikuja naye mwenye alizalia kwa hiyo boma, muache huko. Babake ngangani.
Wacha hata nikwambie, hata the constitution also says the child belongs to the mother until 18 years old. Why? Why do you think it's there?
No, it's about custody. It's just an issue of custody.
Why is it the government says the child should stay with the mother until she or he is 18? Why?
Because it was created by Bushmen.
No, there's a reason. It's not everything. It's about patriarchy. It's about
everything is about patriarchy. Fuck the patriarchy.
Putting women down. That men have it easy than women. No,
it's
do. Because a woman can handle. A woman will handle the kid
when she wants to. Kama ameamua yeye anataka kuishi hard life, ni sawa. Yule mwenye atamua easy life.
What hard life is, because I want to know if I leave my own child behind with the dad, And you know, the kind of men we have these days, I leave my child with a guy, I already know what will happen. The guy will take that child, take him or her to his mother in Ushago, akae
Very
huko.
nice.
And then
Very nice.
akuje,
Beautiful.
arudi na huku, and then he goes on with his life. Doesn't care what the child is doing, if the child is eating or not. Ako na mama yangu. Mama yangu atamwangalia. Anamwangalia aje? Mtoto si
Si
wake.
vile alilea huyu akakuwa mtu mzima hadi anapeana mimba, si ndio atalea huyu mjukuu wake ama?
Eva, I can't wait for you to be a mom so that I can have this conversation with you.
No,
Again, and
I am spitting facts. Me, I'm just
I'll
spitting
ask
facts.
you.
Achia mtoto baba, endelea na maisha yako, simple.
Lakini mimi pia nasema, na nitarudia, if you're not ready to be a mother, please do not get that child. Please do not.
I agree
don't.
with that. I cannot
Just don't.
agree more. I cannot agree more. But again,
The
in a
one,
situation where the child has already happened, shit has already happened, acha mtoto baba yake.
I'm telling
Acha
you,
baba
Eva,
ng'ang'ane.
I don't know if you can handle the world without your mother. I don't know if I even know people who have grown without mothers and how they speak, how they even carry themselves. You two people are two different people because they've not grown knowing that love.
It's true,
We
but
grow.
there are also orphans amongst us, and orphans are one of the
Yeah.
most successful people. They had neither. So actually having one parent, regardless of the gender, is a privilege.
No, but
Mimi
I'm
najua
saying
mtu
that
aliyegrow children's home is actually very successful. Ilikuwa institution.
let's not play with the work of a mother. Let's not play with the work of a
I know
mother.
the work of a mother is important, but
Very
it
important.
shouldn't be used as an excuse for wanaume kushinda wakiruka mimba left, right and center.
If the man wants to go, let him go. Let him go. You cannot
Wacha
force.
aende na mtoto wake basi. Mimi si
Acha aende.
alinipata nikiwa hivi one piece.
Sauti Sol walituimbia moja, mtoto hukuja na sahani yake. It's there.
Wacha babake aende na hiyo sahani wakakule na huko.
Hapana, Eva. I can't wait for you to
I
have a kid.
like a village.
I'll keep doing this, but I can't wait for you to have your own kid so that you can come and tell us what you are saying. Nitakuuliza tu. I'm waiting. I'm patient.
Well, I don't think I have any attachments. I don't think a child will be it. I don't think a child will be it.
I don't advocate for deadbeat moms, but
kwa deadbeat. Unaona vile hao wanaume wanafanya wanawake wanakuwa single mothers kila siku. Pia nyinyi wafanye wakuwe single fathers. Ukizaa mtoto immediately. Ukipona kidogo unaenda unamwambia shika. Tembea.
But let's talk about it from a community level, because I know there are communities that if umeachana na bwana yako, you leave the kids there, you go vile ulikuja. I've had instances where people leave their kids with the father.
So wanasema mtoto ni wa baba. Very nice. That is very nice. At least a woman is able to move on with with their lives. But nowadays it's like sasa mtoto ni wa mama anabaki anateseka, anapitia maisha hardship. Sasa hizo babake yuko kule na slay queen anakula raha na kunywa Moet na Hennessy.
Ako
kuiva zote.
With all them
kule anatafuta 50 bob ya diapers. Why?
All them hoes.
You know, actually I don't mean it as a punitive measure, but unaweza mwachia mtoto hata 1 year. Ukienda hata kumchukua after hiyo mwaka atakuwa anaelewa what this is all about.
Mi kuna beshte yangu alipatiana mtoto wake. She told me she like waliachana, and then she was like she wasn't in a position to raise the kid because she went back home to her parents, but life Life there was very hard because the mom, in our culture, two women cannot stay in the same house. You know that?
Yeah.
Wanawake wawili, they cannot. So what she decided was to take the kid and akapatia babake. The father, as I said, the father took the child to the mother in Ushago. So
Okay.
the Chile told me the things she went through to even access the child. She can never do that again. Ati apatiane mtoto wake
Tena tu apate mtoto mwingine kama amekatazwa ule.
Sisikia hivyo. Like
Sina
amedeny
bado
access.
inafanya.
You cannot even call. The guy doesn't pick the call. You cannot even see your own child. Ati na ile time alimwendea alipata mtoto amechapa, mtoto anakaa kachokora fulani.
Haina shida, si you know, at the end of the day that is being punitive. There's no need. Ukipelekea mtoto babake akose kupea access, basi you litigate the issue. You just say that this is the custodian of this child and I want access. Nataka tuende play date, nataka nimtumie 50 bob once a week ya kununua lollipop.
Let me remind you, we are not in USA where our courts are like that efficient, that whatever. You know my story. I've gone to the child courts and I wasn't helped. Sikusaidiwa.
Si ndio nilikuwa nakwambia achia mtoto babake.
Oh, if the guy doesn't want to, do not force a man. Men are simple beings. Akikwambia no ni no.
Why are you supporting men? Unaniambia no, mtoto ushaza. You're telling me no and the human being is already here. Mimi nakuachia hata mimi nasema no.
He doesn't give a fuck
about my guy. Ati?
Simona kushow. Akishatukia mama ni hivyo inaishianga hapo. He doesn't give a fuck about the kid.
Okay, I think I told you my story. I think since I was in nursery school to around class 2, I was staying with my dad and it was fine. It was fine. My father alikuwa ananiosha, ananipeleka shule, ananilisha, ananipeleka hospitali, ananichukua kutoka shule. I turned out all right.
Let me ask you now, in when you're at home with your father, was his mother around?
Yes. But exactly. It wasn't ilikuwa mbali kidogo.
But okay. Mamake was involved. I am so sure the mother was involved.
Okay, in my situation, it was my father took responsibility of me as a very little girl. When my mom, I don't want to say she was not around, she was not capable of taking care of 4 children. I was the last one. Babangu nakumbuka alikuwa ananiosha tu hapo na karai, ananivalisha nguo, ananipeleka shule. Nikirudi napata ameosha uniform, kuna chakula. I turned out all right. Hata kama nywele atanyoa na atanivalisha shorts na nitakuwa na utombo, it's fine. But again, he still did it. So this is why I still feel that, if you're not in a position to raise a child, achia mtoto babake. Atakuwa sawa.
Well, okay. I'd like to hear what people say about that, because it's a deep one for mothers, for people like me. And I'm sure there are people who also share the view of Eva about leaving the kid. Your view, your view on that. Mm-hmm. I'd like to hear from you guys. Please send your comments and let's learn. Let's see if it is a possibility. Because for me, it's not. Okay, Eva. So
it's been real.
At pen at hand, we're here to improve ourselves. We are holding our pen. We are writing our own stories. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your strong views. And okay, nidra kate. I'm not confident.
It's fine. Thank you for joining, guys. When you are joining late, we are talking about the rise of deadbeat moms, and I support it. If kama ulienda kwa yule mwanaume ukiwa one piece, toka huko ukiwa one piece. So basically, that was the topic. That was what we were talking about.
Okay. In short, don't carry baggage.
In short,
that's what she said.
that's what I said.
But ladies,